Okay, so we are going to start with Unit 3. So Unit 2 is done. We are going to start with Unit 3, and Unit 3 is all about smart homes. So Unit 3, we are going to see what are the technologies involved in smart home. What are the home virtual assistants we have? We have two home virtual assistants designed by companies. One is by Google called as Google Home. Another one is by Amazon called as Amazon Alexa. Then we are going to see how we are going to develop home security systems, intruder detection, automated blind, motion sensor, thermal sensor, image sensor. We are going to see what all the sensors we are going to use in our home to make our home smart home. We are going to use PIR sensor, IR sensor, water level sensor. So we are going to see the function of all these sensors in making our home, the normal home is being converted into a smart home. Okay, that is the agenda for this unit. So we'll start with the first topic, what is called a smart home. So a normal home becomes a smart home when you're going to integrate all components with the internet. And you are going to call that as Internet of Things. It is Internet of Things because your home is going to have a lot of sensors and devices which are going to interact through the internet. That's why it is called as Internet of Things. In short, it is called as IoT. This term IoT is very popular now. So IoT is Internet of Things. So all my devices, sensors, all my transducers are going to communicate with each other or to a centralized system using the architecture called as Internet of Things. Okay. So we are going to see what is a smart home. Why do we want a smart home why do we want the smartness in our home? Then smart devices, we are going to see what all the smart devices we can incorporate in our house. So what are the features they are going to offer? So what technology I am going to use to incorporate these smart devices into my house? So how it is going to improve my performance and what is the total cost I have to invest? So how I'm going to diffuse my smart devices and their features. So what all smart devices are available and what are their features. Then you have the open source softwares available where you can do it by yourselves. And mainly we are going to see an example of healthcare and energy efficiency in smart homes. Finally, we are going to conclude saying that smart home is going to have so and so features. Okay. So smart home, you can see by the definition, a home equipped with lighting and heating and electronic devices that can be controlled remotely by a smartphone or a computer. So this is the definition is given by Oxford Dictionary. So smart home is going to be a normal home which is going to have lot of sensors for specific application. And the unique feature of these sensors is they can be controlled by a smartphone or a computer. So wherever you are, you have an app in your phone, so you can control the lighting of your house using that app. So wherever you are, you may be in USA, but still you can control your house in India. That is possible because I'm going to play with the internet only. And here you can see so much of sensors are integrated into your house. We'll see one by one. Now, another definition from UK Department of Trade and Industry for smart home is given like this: a dwelling incorporating a communication network that connects the key electrical appliances and services and allows them to be remotely controlled, monitored, or accessed. So you are going to have a network which is going to connect all these devices. So you see, you are going to connect all the electrical appliances and services and allow them to be remotely controlled. Like remotely controlled means you can turn on or turn off your fan, or you can turn on or turn off your air conditioner. Assume you are traveling from your house, traveling from your company, and the travel distance is say half an hour. By the time you reach your house, you want your room to be air conditioned, and you want your room to be cool. So what you can do while you start from a company, you can switch on the AC in your house, in your bedroom, sitting in your office. By the time you reach your house, the AC will be completely on and the room will be cool. So you can go and relax in your room. So it can be either remotely controlled or monitored. So I don't want to control them. I just want to monitor them. Means you can do at any point of time. You can see what devices are on and what devices are off, which fan is on, which light is on, which which the room is open, so which air conditioner is on or off. You can monitor them without controlling. You can monitor them or access. Access means you can clearly see which all for a given day starting from 6 a.m. in the morning. You can see what all devices has been in use, or what all devices have been turned on, turned off. You can see the entire history of your house. So these are the two definitions of your smart home as given by one is from Oxford and the second one is from UK Department of Trade and Commerce. So I'll just show you what all sensors we have. See, first one you see you have smart window. So smart window, it allows sunlight or air to pass through. By using a smart window, you control the amount of brightness or air which is going to flow into your room. Then you have a gas leak sensor. So this gas leak sensor is present in your kitchen, maybe near your gas cylinder. So it will clearly sense if any abnormal gas is getting leaked in your house, and it will blow an alarm. Okay. And even if you're not in your house, you can set the sensor in such a way that it will send a text message to you saying that there is a gas leak in your house. Then you have a smoke sensor in case of fire in your house. You can detect the same thing using smoke sensor. Again, these both are integrated. So fire, wherever you have air conditioners or wherever, you can install the smoke sensors at distributed place in your house, and wherever it is going to, a fire is going to break out, this fire sensor will the smoke sensor will capture that and it will notify you. Then you have an IR camera, so you can have cameras throughout your house so that it will be under your surveillance. Then you have a socket, power socket. Then you have the light switch. Even the light switch, you need not manually turn it on. You can program in such a way that whenever people are around the light switch, the light will be automatically turned on. Whenever there are no people, it will lead to savings in your power. Okay. An air conditioner. So as I sort of told an example, you can remotely control your air conditioner, wind and rain sensor. Because this can also be there in your house. Then you have your camera. Okay. So camera, this is to monitor people. Maybe you can put cameras around your house also. Then there's an SOS button. SOS means it is a state of emergency. So in case of emergency, if you press this button, you will be contacting the nearest help center. Okay. So SOS is just like emergency. Then you have a 3.5-inch master panel for seeing who is outside. You can visibly see who is outside. Then you have a home server, it is a device which is going to control everything. Then you have a smart TV, which is going to, you can turn that smart TV on or off by your smartphone or computer. You have a body sensor, you have a light switch, you have a door magnet sensor, you have wireless IR detector, you have video door phone system. So all these are integrated into a single module. So we have seen so many sensors. Some are for appliance specific, some are for security purpose, and some are for the your convenience. So you can divide them into like this. One is they are going to they are just appliances and you are going to turn on or turn off them. For example, you see here air conditioner, television, all the fan, light, all these things you are going to turn on or turn off. They are not going to sense and give some information to you. However, see the smoke sensor, gas leak sensor, and all, they will be monitoring your house all the time. They will be giving you information if some abnormality happens. And these sensors like light switch, door magnet, wireless IR detector, video door open system, body sensor, all these are going to be for surveillance or vigilance. So when unknown person is going to enter your house, you can monitor that using this. You will not allow him to enter this camera also you can have, and this master panel also you can have. You can visibly see who is outside your house. So smart home is going to be uh, you are going to have sensors, and I'm going to control the sensors by a network, either by I'm going to use remote. I'm whenever I'm in a remote location, I can control, even I can control at that time also my house using a smartphone or a computer. So these are some of the commonly used sensors which are shown in the diagram. But definitely you can customize them and you can put whatever sensors you require. So these are the sensors which can be put for a house. So what is a smart home? You see here in a smart home is it is an intelligent network which is capable of connecting and controlling various applications throughout your home. So inside your house you will have so many appliances. So I'm going to control them and I'm going to connect to them first and I'm going to see what is the status and I'm going to control them using a network. And these sensors are interconnected. Inside your house, you will have a network, and this network communicates with your internet. And this internet will be communicating with your base station, and from base station you can communicate that using your tablet, PC, or you can have your laptop or you can have your phone to communicate over the internet, and that will be fed to your house. So it can be controlled and remotely monitored. Example with your smartphone, as I said, wherever you are, you assume that you have gone for a trip to Kodaikanal or Ooty, and you are staying at Chennai. So it is nowadays it is very risky to leave the homes and go for picnic spots. Right, we have a lot of theft cases happening in our city. So in that case, if you want to remotely monitor, you can have all these sensors in your house, and you can leave the house without any fear. And staying at Kodaikanal or Ooty, you can still monitor your house 24/7 as to what any abnormality is happening in your house. So it uses sensors to detect movements and changes in the physical state of your house. Yes, I have sensors to detect the movements and changes. For example, the temperature is very high, then I would be doing something accordingly. I would be increasing the window height so that more air will come in and my temperature inside the house will become cool. Okay, assume that if more people have entered your house, more guests are coming in, the lights will be glowing bright. Because depending on the number of persons, the brightness can be changed. So physical state of your house is detected by these sensors, and these sensors will be feeding their value into the network, and you can access all these values at a remote place. And it is specifically used to use the architecture called as IoT. IoT or Internet of Things. Internet of Things means uh, all the sensors are connected to a internet. Okay, you are going to control everything using an internet. Why do we want smart homes? First one, improve energy efficiency. So automatic lighting based on person. I told you. So see, usually in your house, whenever you have tube lights, even if one person is there, you will be switching on the tube light, and the tube light will be always glowing at full brightness. And even if 2%, even if 100% are there, the tubeness brightness is going to be constant. But if you want to automatically improve the lighting efficiency or based on human presence, you can go for smart homes. So whatever lights you are going to install, they will be turned on automatically depending on the number of persons. And if the number of persons are going to reduce, they'll be turned off automatically. So automatically regulated using thermostats based on daily routine. So just like you are not going to use the tube light fully, you are going to light the place based on the requirement. If nobody is there, I'm not going to turn on any light. If 10 people are there, I'll be like turning on the light proportional to 10 people. Now 10 has become 5, so I'll reduce the brightness which is required for 5 people. Again, if nobody is there, I'll turn off the light. So it is automatically regulated by thermostats based on a program. You are going to program it. So improved accessibility and controllability. So you can access the sensors and control it is in a number of ways, not only by touch. You can even send a voice command saying turn on the light. The light will be turned on. You can show some gesture. You can show some hand movements with even those you can easily turn on or turn off your sensor. You can have motion control lights. This project is available as a part of UG light. Motion control lights means as you walk through a street, depending on your motion, the corresponding street lights will be turned on. So if you're walking forward means the lights ahead of you will be turned on, or the lights which are backside of you will be turned off. So it's just like motion control lights. So depending on the human motion, the lights are turned on or turned off automatically. And TVs, even you can see the sensor readings in your TV also. Improved convenience, so it is going to make you even more convenient. So automatically or remotely control thermostats, lights, multimedia system, other electrical appliances, which are actually these appliances are standalone, but you are ensuring that they are also into the network for improving the smartness of your house and enhance security. So we have seen how it is going to improve your security of your house by using cameras, by using IR cameras, by using a master panel where you can see who is outside. You can take a snapshot of who is outside. So without even immediately opening the door, you can see who is outside and then recognize him to be your friend or relative or a family person, and then you can decide whether you are going to open your house or not. So that can be done. So it is going to provide enhanced security to your house, and it is going to be intelligent and programmable looking system. So the entire house is becoming intelligent, and you can, by simple programming techniques, you can easily achieve the smartness required in your house. So increase the resale value. Smart devices will have extra value to your house, so which can be sold at a much higher price than the cost for the smart devices. So if you are going to sell your house, it is going to have a smart device, then you can even the price of the house will be increased. You can sell it at a very higher price because you have added so many smart features to your house. Okay, so these are the reasons why do we need smart homes in our current scenario. What makes a smart device smart? So generally, all devices are standalone, right? So they do not have any intelligence because the intelligence comes only when we program it. So what makes a smart device smart means generally you see all the transceivers. They are wherever the word smart comes, the communication aspect is coming into picture. For communication aspect, we are going to have these modules. First one is transceiver. So transceiver means there is a transmitter, receiver. Transmitter is going to send information. Receiver is going to receive information. So transmitter plus receiver becomes transceiver. So transceiver, you have a module for transceiver, which is going to allow your devices to communicate in a wireless manner. Okay, using any protocol, you are going to communicate them wirelessly. Then the sensors. So various sensors we have discussed, which are going to be a part of your house, right? So these sensors can sense the physical state of the surrounding, and they can alert you, or they can give a message to you. So you need to have sensors for detecting the physical state. Motors and actuators, which are going to change the state depending on the sensor value. Sensor is going to prompt you with a value. What action you are going to take based on sensor values given by the motors and actuators. Then you have the communication interface, which is just like how will you display the information to the end user by using touch screen or using a voice command or gesture control. So either you are going to control the equipments using these things, or the information is conveyed to you using these things. You can have it both ways. So any smart module will have these four things: transceivers, sensors, motors and actuators, and communication interfaces. And these things alone are not enough. You also need to have other technologies like ICs, telecommunication. IC means integrated chip. Telecommunication, MEMS, micro, electromechanical systems, and other sensor technologies. You have to incorporate everything. Then only your house becomes a smart house. Just by having these components, you cannot claim that my house is going to be a smart house. You have to integrate all the technologies along with your smart devices to make your house what is called as your smart house. Okay. First, we'll see what is a smart window. So the smart window. So see, the diagram is given here. You have a smart window. So it is going to control the flow of light through the window. So it is called as electrochromic smart windows. So they can replace the traditional windows and curtains. So these are called as smart windows. So programmed to auto tint based on temperature. So they will be automatically tinting. Tinting means the color is going to change based on the temperature. Okay, based on the outside temperature. So you have two temperature of outside and temperature inside your house. So the temperature inside the house has to be kept cool, means the outside temperature should not be, or the outside light or the heat should not be allowed to enter. So for that, what you do, you are going to use this electrochromic smart windows. You remove the traditional curtains and the windows, and you are going to use this smart window. And smart window, what you have, you are going to have two layers, conductive layers, and they are connected to a power supply. And because of the connection, the color of the window is going to be tinted. Tinted means it is going to become dark, so that you can control the amount of light entering based on the temperature. And they also have a feature for automatic opening or closing. So you can open or close them automatically based on your command. So you can give from your smartphone the command to open or close the window. It will be executed automatically. You can control them remotely using a smartphone. And all the data specific to these windows, what is the current state of the window, it is open or closed, what is the color of the screen, what is the temperature outside, everything is saved. Okay, so you can easily read these values as and when you like, and saves the energy by lessening the need for heating or cooling. So it is going to save the energy. You additionally, by tinting the windows, your home becomes relatively cool. So you need not spend additional energy on running a fan or an air conditioner. So it provides a natural cooling mechanism where you are going to change the color of your glass. And how it is changed? You are going to have conductive layers. Between that, you are going to have a glass, and that glass is going to be changing its color from white to black. It's just like how you have cooling glasses, right? So it will be transparent when you are inside your house. As you go out, the glasses become gray in color. Depending on temperature, they provide coolness to your eyes, right? Same way, the same logic. But here you are going to do it in a bigger scale. Drivers for improvement. So new materials and processors in the conventional glass windows are replaced by glass panel versus plastic sheet. So plastic sheet is for opening and closing your window, and glass panel is for changing the color of your glass to reduce the temperature of your house. Plastic sheets have less than half the price of electrochromic glass. So you can achieve the same thing using glass panel or plastic sheet. New processes, electrochromic layer, tungsten oxide between the conducting oxide. So where you have two conducting layers, between them you have electrochromic layer, which is going to have the conducting oxide. So these layers of electrochromic liquid polymer crystal are placed between the layers of wet plastic. So either you can have the glass thing as shown here, or you can have the plastic sheet of the smart window also available now. So you can use any one to as per your need and size of your window. So if it is plastic means it is going to be half the price, but if it is glass means you have to use electrochromic layer for tinting your glass. And the technology I'm going to use MEMS and sensor technology telecommunication. So definitely for opening and closing the window, you have to run a motor to remove this plastic layer. And again, when you are going to close the window, you have to completely close the window using this plastic layer. And whenever you want to reduce the temperature, you have to give command to tint this glass. Okay, so everything involves the sensor operation, the communication technology, and the MEMS part required. MEMS part means the rotation or movement, whatever thing you are going to do, you are going to involve micro electrical mechanical system. That is the abbreviation of MEMS. Okay. Next one is smart lighting. So what smart lighting in your house can be? So amount of light emitted can be controlled. So usually I told you whenever you are going to fix an LED bulb or a tube light, the amount of light is fixed. There is nothing to be controlled. You cannot control it because it will be always running at full brightness, right? So you cannot control the amount of light coming out of a tube light. But now with smart light devices like LED and other devices, it automatically regulates the amount of light emitted. So if the sunlight is very bright, then even if you turn on this LED, it will be glowing at its lowest light emitting capability because already your room is going to be very bright. So you need not require additional light from an LED. So you can have sensors for natural daylight, movements, and presence. So depending on the natural daylight, even if you turn on your light, it will be automatically adjusting its luminescence. Okay, programmed based on daily routine. So you can say clearly that from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. in the night, or automatically turn on the lights. So daily that if you program, automatically all the lights will be turned on at 6 p.m. and all the lights will be turned off at 10 p.m. So or you can even say which light specifically have to be lit up inside a room. Even you can specify that also. So if you have 10 LEDs in a hall, you can specifically say turn on LEDs 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 only during the dinner time. So that will be turned on only during dinner time. For half an hour it will be on, and you can turn it off when you have completely finished your dinner. And all these LEDs can be remotely controlled with your smartphone. See, normally these LEDs are fixed, but smart LEDs they have the capability to be controlled remotely using your smartphone. By using these smart devices, you can save up to 80% energy can be saved. because I'm dynamically lighting my room. My LED is not glowing always. If there are people only in the living room, then your living room only will be lighted up. So other rooms, the light will be turned off automatically. That's what I say. Motion-based lighting can also be used. So it can change color through the LEDs different colors. So you can see which color is cool. You know that there are LEDs producing cool light. For example, blue color LED is going to produce a cool light, whereas red color LED is going to produce a hot light. So there is something called hot, warm, and cool light. So depending on the color emitted by LEDs, it is going to appear to us as if the light is going to be cool. Okay, so you can change the color of LEDs using the different materials you are going to use, and the new materials are available for LEDs, which you can incorporate them to make your house have smart lighting. And again, you have to use MEMS, sensor technology, and telecommunication for this purpose. So wherever the word smart is coming, the smartness is coming only because of these three things: MEMS, sensor technology, and telecommunication. So these three have to be there in your house. Okay. Next one, smart thermostat. So smart thermostat, it is going to control the automatic regulation of your AC system. So if the you are turning on your AC, so if the room temperature is very cool, means then the AC will be in passive mode for some time till your room temperature reaches the threshold. Again, when the threshold is reached, your AC will be turned on till it is cool. So it is dynamically the AC is turned on and turned off based on your smartness of your room. So you are going to have a device called a smart thermostat. It is going to automatically regulate your AC system. So it is self-programmable, means it is going to learn from its surroundings. Surrounding means especially temperature and humidity. So if that it will measure the temperature and humidity periodically of the room, and accordingly it will adjust the accordingly it is going to adjust the functionality of your AC. So you can even schedule the AC turn on and turn off time and tweak temperatures to daily fit your daily routine. So you can program your smart thermostat to see that your ACs are turned on specifically at a particular time and then turned off specifically at a particular time. You can even control them remotely using your smartphone. And this using the smart thermostat, what they are saying is you can reduce the AC energy consumption by 20%. Investing for all these smart devices is a one-time investment, and once you do that, definitely you will have some savings in your energy. Okay, you see here in this diagram what they have shown here at noon, the temperature is 78-degree F. So at 2, before 2 p.m., I'm going to turn on my AC. It is pre-cool. And so the temperature is going to reduce. And at 2 p.m., it is going to be turned off. So temperature will slowly increase. So again, reaching a threshold, you again turning on your AC. So it will again reduce slowly to 4 p.m. It will be constant. Again, I'm turning off, so slightly increase. Again, it is AC is turned on, so the temperature reduces. Again, so you are turning on and turning off based on the all these blue regions indicates the cooling region, and all these region indicates a rush hour. Rush hour means the hour where you are not going to have your AC in on condition. Okay, so this is going to be the dynamic. Usually, conventional air conditioners either you have to, they don't have this dynamic feature. Right? Either they'll be on or they'll be off. But here you can regulate the smartness of your ACs. So what all the things, drivers of improvement? See here, same way, MEMS and sensor technology. So what they are saying is you can improve improve the system further using the MEMS and sensor technology available. You can improve the telecommunication aspect. You can change the protocols used. You can change the architecture of your room. Anything is possible using telecommunication. And finally, ICs and artificial intelligence. So you can even bring AI into your system. Okay, artificial intelligence can be incorporated into your system. So yesterday, when did you turn on your AC? Today, when do you want to turn on? It will predict. So yesterday I turned on before 2 p.m. Today it will ask you whether should I turn on the same time. You get notification in your mobile phone. So you can answer that. If you say yes means the AC will be turned on. No means it will again wait and ask you after some particular time. Okay. So this is your smart thermostat. Next one is smart refrigerator. So allows more efficient food management. So nowadays nowadays many refrigerators come with the smart feature itself. So you have an LG smart refrigerator, which you can see as activate it using a app. Also, you have an LG Home Chat app. So based on whatever commands you have in this chat, it will be connecting the refrigerator. That particular mode will be turned on or turned off in your refrigerator. It's a simple example, which is the smartphone along with the smart refrigerator available with LG. So monitoring an inventory and expiry date. So you have to load the expiry date of the food inside. So RFID for each food you keep, you have to stick an RFID and scan the grocery items or item barcodes. You can have all these facilities, image and voice recognition, LCD panel for information display and interaction. So you will have an LCD panel here, which will display the notification and some information to you, which is collected from the sensors which are present inside. So you can monitor it remotely and you can control it remotely using a smartphone. It will suggest even recipes, suggestions, and cooking to other cooking devices. So it can suggest, based on availability of whatever vegetables you have inside the fridge, it can suggest some cooking recipes to the cooking devices. And you can see here in this home chat, they again, we will be going to a trip for 3 days. So it is saying, have a nice trip. I'm going to miss you. Should I switch to vacation mode? So should I switch the fridge to vacation mode? Okay, they are saying. The device is saying initiating smart power saving mode. So it will be in vacation mode. So it need not run with full power. It is going to run with the smart power saving mode. Because there is not going to be any human activity inside the house for 3 days, right? So there is nobody is going to come and touch and open the fridge. So it is going to be automatically going into smart power saving mode. So what are the drivers of improvement? We have MEMS and sensor technology, telecommunication, the same as usual. These things you have to improve it. And ICs, RFID, and human computer interaction. The human HCA, human computer interface, is being played by the app, which is going to virtually connect you with the device. So here we are using Bluetooth for connection because you will be inside your house. But when you go outside, you can use any other wireless technology to connect to your house. That is possible. Smart bed. So the smart bed is can measure average breathing, heart rate, and movement. So smart bed is going to adjust adjust you for getting a very good sleep. It can measure all these parameters, breathing, heart rate, and movements. It can create and present a sleeping profile. So based on the way you are positioning yourself to sleep, it can record everything and it will be saving everything in a sleeping profile, which you can see it in the smartphone. To adjust the firmness and elevation of any part of the bed. So it can adjust the firmness and elevation so that you get better good position for sleeping. Change the shape of the bed to prevent snoring. Some people have the habit of snoring, so by having the appropriate position of the bed, it will help in avoiding snoring. Can be programmed with several profiles. You have different profiles available in the smartphone. So depending on that, what you said, that particular bed will be configured with that particular profile. So same way, you can remotely control it. So you can control using smartphone or voice commands or using any app from wherever you are located. It can even perform massage. So you have sensors. You'll have devices present underneath your bed like this, which can perform massage to your muscles. So advice on optimum firmness levels and how to improve sleeping pattern. So it will clearly advise you what is the optimum sleeping pattern, how to improve your sleeping pattern to get a better sleep, and how to get optimum firmness levels. So again, the drivers of improvement, I can improve this system in MEMS, smart technology, telecommunication, ICs, artificial intelligence, HCA. See, HCA has been the field 10 years back. 10 years back, this HCA field, human computer interaction was very popular. But now all these HCA along with artificial intelligence, data science, everything is combined, and that is going to be helpful in creating your smart homes. Next one is the smart TV. So, what is a smart TV? It is more advanced computing ability and connectivity. Earlier, TVs were just used to see a particular channel, but now with TVs, even you can browse internet, you can open any app in a TV and see. So that smartness is available with TV. So that is going to be called as the smart. So allows your TV to act as a computer. If you connect your keyboard, you connect your keyboard, and if you connect your CPU to your TV, you can use your TV as your monitor. You can start working with your just how you work in a computer. You can start working with your TV as a computer. Your modern day smart TVs allow you to browse websites. You can use internet-based devices, video on demand, VoIP, social networking. So even you can make a call using TV nowadays. That level of feature is being added. Video on demand. You can or demand a movie from the ISP. If you're having an Airtel DTH connection, you can demand a movie from Airtel, and that will be available only for you. You can use that movie on your TV. VoIP is you are making and receiving phone calls. Social networking, you can browse all these social network websites sitting in front of your TV itself. And even it can interact with multimedia devices. You put a USB in your TV, the TV will say that an USB is in there, should I play the music for you? So it can interact with whatever device it is being interfaced with. So it's a remote control with your smartphone and can support voice, motion, and face recognition. So you can control your TV using voice. You can say, move to channel 319. So channel 319 will be automatically changed from your TV. And motion, based on the motion, it can change, and based on the face recognition, you just to enhance the security of your TV based on the face recognition, you can turn on or turn off a particular channel, whatever you like. And again, the improvement factor is going to be same thing: MEMS, sensor technology, telecommunication, ICs, human computer interaction, and operating system. So these are going to be the drivers of improvement in a smart TV. So we have started with smart homes, and we are seeing how these smart devices are going to work now. Next one is the smart lock. The smart lock is for your house. So it is remotely controlled and monitored using a smartphone. Can be programmed to allow access to outsiders during certain times. So you can give partial access or temporary access to people, outsiders, during particular time. Connect to other devices, control devices, smart lights. So whenever the door is open, automatically the light will be turned on so that you will have good visibility. Since if someone is knocking the door, an alert resident. So if somebody is knocking, it can have sensors to detect that and alert the people inside. Take and send photos of who is in front of the door. So you will have cameras along with the sensor. You will have cameras and placed above your door, so it will click the photos and send to the uh, whoever concerned, saying who is waiting for the door to be open. Monitor lock and unlock activity. So whatever locking or unlocking is going to happen, it is going to log everything on a daily basis. LED indication of lock status, whether you are going to save, you are going to say whether the system is going to be locked or unlocked using LED indication. If LED is on means it will say the lock home is locked up. The LED is off means the home is going to be unlocked up. So drivers for improvement, same way MEMS and sensor technology and telecommunication. You can incorporate these technologies to make your smart lock function even more in an effective way. Next one is smart household appliances. So smart, you have something called a smart cookware. So smart cookware means it is going to include ovens, coffee makers, vacuum cleaners, and washing machines. So these all come under a common term called as smart cookware. So they can be programmed to start automatically. So every day at 10 o'clock, start the washing machine. See whether the clothes are inside. So that can be programmed automatically. You can remotely control and monitor with your smartphone. So when the program is finished, alert the user. So you are turning on a coffee making machine, and once the coffee is ready, you will get an SMS saying the coffee is ready. Please come and have your coffee. So that whenever alert message can be sent when the food is ready. Then same way, when you are going to use vacuum cleaner or washing machine, it can say the cleaning or the washing program whenever it is going to be over. It will notify you saying the washing process over. Please carry out the next activity. That can be done. This is smart cleaning robo. So it will be just like the for display. It is not like this, but this will be actually placed horizontally. It will be very thin and it will be running throughout your house. Wherever you have dust, it is going to clean it. So it is a vacuum cleaner. So it will run throughout your house. It will be on always. It will be working 24/7, and it will ensure that it will not leave any dust captured. So it will run throughout your house and capture all the dust. Drivers of improvement, again, you have MEMS and sensor technology and telecommunication. See what has improved in cost across all devices is, see, nowadays you can scale, using these smart devices, you can scale your network. For example, in your house, if you want to add some more smart devices, scaling is possible. You can just introduce the device. It is not going to cost additional to you. Okay. And there is an increased demand for smart houses from now, in the recent 5 years, which say that from 2013 it was only 17 billion. Now it is $52 billion, $52 billion. And in 2013 it was $33 billion. Now it is $71 billion in 2018. So there are two estimates present of it has a combined growth of 17 percentage. So these sensors are produced in bulk. So the cost is going to be very, very cheap. So lower production cost because I'm going to produce them in a large volume. And all these technologies are also available cheaper. The IC, MEMS, and sensor technologies, telecommunication, artificial intelligence, HCI, so which are all experience very rapid rates of improvement, and they're available at a very customized cost, which will help in not your smart home not costing really too much. So people think that smart homes are really costly. No, that is not the case. Smart homes nowadays have become very cheap because of these devices. Okay. So you see here the smart device in 2014, 18, 22. What is the cost improvement in cost? So you see the smart window, it was costing 2,900. Maybe you will have it in rupees. Now it has become 2230, 20% reduction. Smart lighting 10 units from 400, it has become 100, 22. Okay. And smart thermostat from 250 to 60. Refrigerator 3500 to 2130. Smart bed 8000 to 2000. Smart TV from 550 to 138. So smart lock 200 to 50. Smart oven 1300 to 832. Okay. Smart coffee maker 160 to 103. Smart vacuum cleaner 1100 to 333. Smart washing machine 1800 to 450. So totally, if you add from 2160, it has reduced to 8446, which is 35% reduction in price for 4 years. So that is what they say that in 2014, these smart things were very costly because technology was not that conducive for them to integrate and have it as single unit. But in 22, they feel that the device is the smart home is going to be available for everybody with reduced costing of all these smart devices. So it is not going to be only for people who are having money. So people even can spend less amount of money to enable their smartness in their houses. So we are going to stop here. So any doubt or any clarification you have, you can ask. So far, whatever we have seen.